As we are already in Dhyana Prakranam, honestly speaking, there is nothing much to discuss. Because if a person is dwelling upon this teaching, and of course, based on this text, that making it as a habit, especially asana, pranayama, and later on pratyahara, dharana, then only dhyana becomes practical. Or else 100 ways of explanation only will create burden in person, that I know this, I know that, but right time it will not be useful. So thus I am going ahead with the text without much discussion. Because when a person has done especially dharana with all the chakras, then only the person will be able to do dhyana with reference to chakras. So without dharana, dhyana not possible. And of course, I joke unless you are a yoga person, okay? Because in yoga person, do you know what they do? Asana, dhyana, and talk about samadhi. Thus, yoga is complete. In English, what? Posture. Oh, in between, breathing exercise. Not pranayama, breathing exercise. I am doing meditation. Okay? How? So, here while discussing, last class we are discussing verse number 70. So, you all have text now. So, coming to the point here, Bhru antargatam devam san manikya shikhopamam nasarga drushtihi atmanam dhyatva anandamayo bhavet. Then of course, dhyayan nilanibham nityam bhrumadhye parameshwaram atmanam vijita pranaha yogi yogam abapnuyat. And 72, nirgunam cha shivam shantam gagane vishwatomukham nasagra drushtihi ekaki dhyatva brahmamayo bhavet iti. When we look at these three verses together, as I told you, that lot of confusion, especially with reference to this Shakti path. All other paths are included, but mainly Shakti path people, they utilize these sort of verses. As you know, very less time I did not wander here and there. Especially when you come across this emotional people and that who connected with any guru or that who connected with Kundalini practices. Sometimes you don't know whether you to feel sorry or to laugh or to somehow manage to protect yourself and escape. It is a mixture of these three. Because I have seen people, as you know, basically people are emotional. And nothing wrong in it. But the problem is, they would love to remain as emotional. And whoever nourishes, endorses their emotions, they love to get connected with that person, that entity, that situation. And if anyone or any time the emotion is being challenged, what you called as you are being confronted, then what happens to you? What happens to that emotional being? So that emotional being gets completely destroyed. So that confrontation can happen in different levels, including through this text. For example, I was emotional. Because of emotion, I started practicing, hoping that, look, this text will take care of my emotion. So the whole target is what? Nothing but how to look at or how to manage my emotion. Now, while continuing with my practices, if I don't see benefit, or I would rather say, if I don't see the benefit of my practices, then what I do? Now I drop those practices because of many factors and mainly lack of Shraddha. That's why Vedanta must not be taught to a person, and that too these yogic texts must not be taught to a person who does not have Shraddha. It is just waste of time. I am repeating very carefully. Not for you people, for me. Also tomorrow when this video exists, many other people must see this. In fact, I am not seeing any one of your face nowadays. That's why I am very comfortable. What you do, what you don't do, for me makes no difference. Whether you listen to me or don't listen to me, it completely depends upon your Shraddha. It does not depend upon anything. Please understand again. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Shraddhavan lavate jnana. Everywhere we talk about Shraddha in details. And when we talk about Shraddha, your emotion never comes to forefront. Your benefits, nothing comes to forefront. Always you look for Shraddha. That's why you can see I was looking at one video, I was laughing at myself. Vedanta is a theory. And we need to practice. Have you ever heard this sort of statement or not? Any one of you? Vedanta is a theory. After all, this is theory. You need to practice. Have you ever heard this sort of statement or not? Of course, if you have not heard, I can give you another. An ounce of practice is better than tons of theory. Have you ever heard this statement? Very popular statement, okay? That context may be different, but when you say Vedanta is a theory, that means you are contradicting yourself. What is Vedanta? Vedanta is nothing but Upanishad teaching, correct? What is Upanishad? Again is Veda. What is Veda? It's a pramana. So when it is a pramana, The knowledge that you gather through the pramana, can it be called as a theory? Your eyes are pramana. With reference to what? With reference to color and forms. Now, using eyes, pramana, if you have gathered knowledge about the color of this pen, called yellow. Now, is it practice? So, is it a theory? Or it is knowledge? Come on. Can you say it is a theory? Oh, I need to practice. Unless you have defective eyes, jaundice, or all these things. That means if you don't have pramana buddhi, you understand? How to have pramana buddhi? Only by shraddha. That means whoever is lacking in shraddha, that person will say Vedanta is a theory. And you need to practice. And especially, I look at this very carefully. When a person is not being taught under a teacher in a systematic way, and somehow because of grace or prarabdha or whatever, becomes a guru and widely accepted, those people only highlight this sort of statement. And that is widely accepted, do you know why? Connected to my emotion. Can you see this line very carefully? But to understand this, one need to have shraddha, or else these three verses. My connection is with the three verses, okay? Don't worry, I have not gone out of it, okay? Like somebody told behind me, some of you also talk behind me, don't worry. Whatever Swamiji has a frustration, he pours out in the class. Now tell me, what sort of shraddha you people have? Forget for me, for the Shastra at least. You think that what? I don't have anything just to vomit in front of you, and that too in the class. Please don't misunderstand me, okay? If this is the attitude, that means what? It's a waste of your time, not my time, okay? Problem is, along with your time, because of you also, I also get carried away. I also waste my time for others. That is what I feel sorry for others. And remember one thing, I would like to clear with all of you. If one student is there, just one, enough for me. The rule is, I am supposed to hand over this teaching to at least one person, so that I should not be a Brahma Rakshasa. I don't look for numbers. And being in this text, I am telling it very carefully. Adi Shankaracharya had only 4 disciples. Bhagavad Govindacharya, Bhagavad Pada Govindacharya was having only 1. Gaudapadacharya, many acharyas. And later on their knowledge starts spreading. Big crowd comes, is different thing altogether. How does matter? At least job is, for my job is, I should not remain as a Brahma Rakshasa. Whatever knowledge I have, I must hand over, even if to one person. Why? Because the moment you close your eyes, here these are the 3 verses, depends upon your energy, depends upon your surrounding, depends upon your thought process, worries and anxieties. Different types of lights are visible, especially when you focus on Agya Chakra. One need not get carried away. Number one. Number two, sometimes if you are an imaginary person with full of imaginations, whatever descriptions, whatever talks you hear, that also you will start imagining. That also can get reflected. But it will come and go. So today yellow, tomorrow green, next day blue, other day smoky, you understand? Not day. Actually sometimes blue, then again it got changed. So that means it's nothing to do with your practice, it is something to do with your hallucination. Is it clear? With this background, let us look at this verse, 3 verses together. So that means when there is no order, in fact in other text comes order, I don't want to get into order either because I feel it's not worth talking here at this moment. If you people spend time, then only I can. That when a person closes the eyes and focuses on Agya Chakra, definitely the person will be able to see that a white aura centered on eyebrow, a white light, a bright light. That's why the rule is, wherever you are staying, make sure your place must be brighter, not lack of light. It's a minimum thing. In fact, in astrologically they say very nicely, I have noticed also, somebody asked me very nicely, in spite of India doing such a good thing and everything, why in India people don't prosper much? What is the reason behind it? I would like to say mainly because of Indian toilet. It's an amazing point to note. Why Indian toilet? Simple logic. What is Indian toilet? Recollect of your childhood. Small. Now also you guys are having the same attitude, even if though you have money. Where it starts, there it ends. Dark place. Above somewhere, small window. That too always closed. No, nobody should see. You understand the concept. And of course, cleanness, don't ask. That's another level. All are connected to whom? Rahu. Lack of light, lack of cleanness. And when it is connected to Rahu and water dropping, top, 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 that's another beautiful. Now, in that house, you know what is Rahu's job? Even if you have everything, you cannot enjoy anything. Very simple. So how these small things makes a big change? You can look at your horoscope. I'm not telling you jokes. If your Rahu is not in a good position. Suppose Rahu is very active. Wherever you go, your toilet will be a mess. I can write it down. Hey, I am not taking astrology class today, okay? Then don't come up, Swamiji, can you tell me this thing, can you suggest this thing, that thing? I am not that person, okay? Just, I am giving you some information. How these are connected. Here also, your thinking determines what sort of meditation you are going to do or you are doing. That's why, if you look at this 1 hour is a time pass. I don't know how many of you are attending class because to know something, out of shraddha or out of guilt, out of sense of duty, out of sense of loss, God knows what are the criteria you all have, each one have, or everything put together. That's more dangerous. Then I'm sure one day or other you will be dropped. You cannot continue. Like these 3 verses. I don't know why these 3 verses is my parameter today. Quickly summarizing, that there are days, there are moments, one sees this light, that light, but here the practice is, one is supposed to see bright light. Because it's very simple. When you close your eyes and you see the bright light, that means your aura is better. Your urja is higher. And of course, sometimes you will be able to see blue. Because it should not be related to tamas. So first it is related to light, bright, related to rajo pradhana, sattva secondary. Then sattva pradhana, raja secondary, blue. So when that becomes there, it's not merely Parameshwara to be brought in. Because without Ishwaraha, there is no dhyana. That's why Saguna Brahma is called dhyana. Saguna Brahma Vishayaka Upasana iti dhyana. So the Ishvara has to be connected. I am doing meditation on what? You know that. How people talk on meditation. So once, and this will constantly continue. No fluctuation. And if it is fluctuates, what does it mean? That it means something wrong again with me. So I need to bring up. Then only I'll see a big difference. And finally what happens? These lights, whether it is bright or blue, completely merges, fades out. That's why he just what? Nirgunam cha shivam shantam gagane vishwato mukham. It is free from all gunas, all qualities. So mainly when it becomes sattva pradhana, that's why in Bhagavad Gita it was being highlighted, nitya what? Sattvasta bhava. That sattva guna to be predominant, that to constant. And when a person is having sattva guna, that is what is being highlighted. That slowly from gunas becomes nirguna, free from gunas. Then only Shivam Shantam. That is auspiciousness. That indeed is calmness. And when that is being like a gagana, like space, how it accommodates. So that time you don't bother. Either it is blue, red, makes no difference. You accommodate anything and everything. So that's why there will be no jerk at all. If you observe yourself in meditation, do you have jerk or not? And what is the level of jerk? Especially when people sit eyes, you understand? Then opening the eyes again. What are they? Is it meditation or wasting time? Sitting yourself. It is not meditation. Please don't waste your time. Instead of that, please do pranayama. Do you understand what I am trying to highlight? If you are not able to sit properly, God said don't do meditation. It's a laziness. It is better to sleep. It's a big confusion you all have. Swamiji, I think it's better than, something is better than nothing. Okay, continue in something. Nothing wrong in it. Please continue. Who says no? And remember, once you start swallowing anything and everything, once you start accommodating anything and everything, then what happens? Everything becomes Brahma. So Brahmamayam bhavet iti. Continuing. Nirmalam gaganakaram marichijala sannivam atmanam sarvagam dhyatva yogi muktim avapnuyat. So here he just, after doing this, he tries to highlight. In fact, I had a plan, some 2-3 verses to take. Once a person goes through till this Agyan Chakra, now the person is supposed to release all emotions. And generally, emotions gets choked in the throat region. Vishuddha Chakra plays a big role in this regard. That's why when emotions are too much not able to be handled, at least Khechari Mudra becomes useful. And when this Khechari Mudra is useful, through the Khechari Mudra, one will have access. That's why other name of the Khechari Mudra is called Nabha Mudra, to the inner space. And once one accesses inner space, And he says, look, here nothing but it's completely transparent, free from everything, like space. No form, no color. And once the person starts dwelling upon that, so in short, again aligning. Sometimes what happens, that I have seen also, through different tricks and techniques, one can uplift prana. One can uplift prana here, I can say Urdhva prana, or what you say Kundalini, or you can say all chakras. But it is to be aligned. If it is not aligned, what happens? Now I am having Urdhva prana, I am very happy. The moment prana falls down, then what happens? I am equally miserable. That's why people bum, boom, bum, boom. So some people, I love you, I allow you. And when they love you, completely sticky with you. Also when they hate you, completely sticky other way. Which is good. Because that is what the people are. That's why whoever says I love you, be prepared for that one day, for same person will say, for same reason, I hate you. This is the rule. That's why nowadays if anybody says, Swamiji, I love you, I am scared. However, once this is there, now let us look at these two verses. So quickly we will complete this. Gudam medram chanavishya hrutpadmam cha tadurdhatah ghantika lambika sthana bhrumadhye chanabhovilam kathitani navita dhyanasthanani yogivihi upadhi tattvamuktani kurvantyashtakaunodayam. So he summarizes here. Says, look, there are 9 locations. These have been taught. What are they? Gudam, starting from your Mooladhara. Then Medram, Nabhi, Hrutpadma, and as it tadudhartah, little up comes to Hrutpadma, from comes to Vishuddha. Then of course from Vishuddha comes that Bhrumadhya, Ajna Chakra. Then Nabhovilam, you take down that inside. So these are the 9 places to be dwell upon. And he who dwells upon these 9 places, that too bringing all panchatattwas in dharana. So that's why dharana, dhyana goes together. Definitely, that person will have Ashta Siddhi. That's why our Hanuman is called as Ashta Siddhi Navnidhi ki Data, giver of 8 siddhis and 9 nidhis. We'll discuss later.